familiar with Mars, it's this disco in November 1997. And ever since that day, he would call me every single day and ask me out, even on a Sunday. So that's how it started. He was really persistent. And I guess that's what I saw in him. He's such a determined person. And when he's focused on something, he works really hard for his goals. He was also a basketball player in La Salle University. I think that was like preparation for me because now he's in politics. Back then, when he was a basketball player, our dates would revolve around his schedule, his practices. If he has a game the next day, we can't go out. If he has practices, which is like every day, he can't stay out late. Like in politics, if there's an important event like a fiesta, a graduation of the public school, he has to be present. So I guess I'm adjusted to that already. It wasn't so hard shifting from his basketball career to politics. We dated from 1997. We married young. We got married in 2001. Now we have 4 kids. I'm a shy person, although I don't think a lot of people would agree. It's really hard for me to talk to a lot of people. But then I love to reach out and educate women going through the same breast cancer journey. It's easy in a way because Francis, he guides me through it. He encourages me like, no, it's okay. You can talk to them. Just think you're doing something good. He motivates me. I enjoy helping him in his projects. And at the same time, he's very supportive with the projects I want to do in San Juan for women and children with regards to their health and education and their well-being in general. We've been through a lot. We've been dating since I was 17, and at the time, he really wanted to make it in basketball, but he was undecided whether to shift into business or politics. Well, definitely, it's not as hard as what I've been through. This is by far the hardest one. Prior to this, the second hardest one was when he lost the elections. That was tough because I've seen him work so hard. And you know, Francis, he's not the type that he'll work hard for one thing and then he'll stop. It's continuous. Even when he lost, every single day he would still be out there. That's when he won. 2019, then he won. Yeah. He lost by only 1,000 votes, and that made it even harder and heartbreaking. Back in 2018, that was March, I had myself checked, physical examination, which I do yearly with my OB, with the pap smear and all that. She felt nothing. That December 2018, I went skiing with my kids and I fell really hard on my chest. Then Feb, that was my birthday month, I turned 39. I felt a lump after the gym. I was trying to get my sports bra off and I was like, what's this? I called my friend who's a doctor and I asked if he can help me get a mammogram because usually you get mammograms when you hit 40. I was thinking, since when I turned 39, I'm going to have so much fun in my last year in my 30s. And then the following year, that's when I'll do all my medical stuff. But then that happened. My friend helped me get a mammogram. It was highly suspicious. I researched for doctors and through family friends, and they recommended Dr. Felina Cruz. She's also from my school because I'm from Assumption College. So that made it more comfortable. Scheduled me for a biopsy and an ultrasound. That was 2 days later. When I did the biopsy and the ultrasound, they found a suspicious lymph node. This is apart from the lump. I was really freaking out. I wasn't ready for another thing. Francis was waiting for me outside. After the ultrasound and the biopsy, I told him, I think they found something else. They wanted to biopsy also a lymph node. After that, my doctor said, it is cancer. It's estrogen and progesterone driven. She said, you're probably stage 1B to a 2A, but I can't tell for sure until I see what's inside. We had my surgery 2 weeks after because I wanted to finish my son's preschool graduation. Right after that, I checked in the hospital that night and then they found more cancer in my lymph nodes. which bumped me up to stage 3. It was really hard on me. I was floating for months. Even now, sometimes I think about it and I get scared. After going through all that, I can honestly say that my faith has really deepened. I really leave it up to him. I'm still scared, but it's manageable. I can control that fear, especially when I pray. I just realized that, when people go through something hard and they become so religious, it's so real because, before I'm like, okay, does that really happen? Like, life changing. And it does. I don't know if I'll be able to cope as well if I didn't have that faith. So after the surgery, I had to rest for a month, and then this was a mastectomy on the left side because it was my left breast. My doctor said in preparation for chemo, I'll be losing my hair. And she knew my hair was such a big part of me because my hair used to be this long and really full. I love my hair. That was my struggle. And she said, I know this salon in Shangri-La called Heads, and they can use your hair as a wig. So you're gonna still look like you because you still have your hair. So I went there a day before my chemo, but it took 3 months for them to make it, so I had to wear a lot of accessories in the meantime. It was just so funny because I remember that day. I was crying so hard that the girl who shaved my head started crying too. And I was like, are you okay? It was funny but sad at the same time. The first cycle was the hardest. I had 6 cycles. I've never had anything. That was the first surgery I had in my whole life. In fact, my kids are lamas. Well, 2 of them are lamas. I hated needles. After the first cycle, my body really got shocked with all the chemicals and all that. I felt everything, nausea, headache, joint pains, everything. And I really felt like I want to give up already after the first cycle. Can I do this? I have 5 more to go. But then I was like thinking, my kids need me. I need to do this. I need to finish it. Thank God, I made it to the 6th. After that, I waited 2 weeks before radiation. Radiation was 33 weekdays. That's every day. It wasn't so bad compared to chemo. It was a walk in the park. I ended active treatment, which is chemo and radiation, on September 28th. And then I flew to Lourdes in France as a Thanksgiving to Mama Mary and God. I went with my mom and my sister. That was October. And then I started my hormonal treatment in November. My hormone treatment, it's like a hormone blocker. It's a pill, which I'll have to take for the next 10 years. I'm taking anti-hormone pills and my supplements, like my vitamin D, magnesium, calcium. My doctor also suggested to get a port. After my mastectomy, they took out my left breast and they took out 20 lymph nodes on my left side. Since they took out lymph nodes here, the doctor said I won't be able to use it for any IV or blood pressure, whatever. So everything has to be done on the right. Since I'll only have like one arm that they can use, my doctor suggested to get a port. A port looks like this. It's actually another procedure where they put it inside and they connect it to a large vein. This is what they use for my chemo, instead of using the veins in my arm. So this actually saved my veins from dying. I had this port on for 17 months. I just took it out 2 weeks ago. You can have it on for 10 years, but I didn't want it in me anymore, so I opted to just have it taken out. It was inside and upper in my chest, so it was fairly comfortable. You could see it when I pushed my shoulders back. You'd see this round thing there. And honestly, it was painless. So I'm glad I had it. It's like an IV drip. I had 3 medicines, packed chemo, so 3 different medicines in one cycle. After one bag of medicine, there's another bag, so 3 bags. I would sit in for about 4 hours every cycle. My cycle is every 3 weeks. My kids are like, oh, so you're religious now, Mom. But it's true. it's life-changing. Praying the rosary is my vitamin every day. And it calms me down because after going through that and after all the anxieties and all the fears, it it really helps. When I was newly diagnosed, I would wake up in the middle of the night shaking, and it never happened to me. So I was like thinking, Francis, what's happening? I mean, I've never felt stressed before. So it was the first time like I felt that much fear. After a few months, things got better. I prayed really hard and it really helped me a lot. I'm trying to not worry about the things I can't control anymore and just do things within what I can do.